Shalom. I wanted to come on here and talk about a little situation that I ain't in a situation, but I came across, a random individual yesterday while me and the wife were walking to the store or whatnot, and he had a different countenance about him. Like, he came to us with a joke, but he was dead serious, man. If it seemed like he could have been an angel, and I want to get a scripture real fast. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. See? And what I'm saying is, when we came across this guy, he had like a janitor suit on or whatnot. And he asked me, out of nowhere, is my refrigerator running? So he threw me off real quick. I looked at him, I'm like, huh? I started laughing and like, huh, what you mean? He like, it's just a yes or no question. Is your refrigerator running? And I said, well, yeah, my refrigerator is running good and well. And what he said, well, you better catch it. And I laughed, but as I walked, the spirit came down on it, and I'm like, huh, is my refrigerator running? And if it is, I need to catch it. And then I thought about, the scriptures. I started thinking about it spiritually. And what is a refrigerator? It's a place where you store all kind of goods to eat, right? A refrigerator is a appliance that we store our food in for it not to be spoiled. And our mind is like a fridge as well, because we store this truth, knowledge, and understanding through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in our minds. Right? And when he told me that I need to catch it, basically, you need to keep on running this race, man. Don't give up. Keep storing this knowledge and understanding in your mind, because it's going to be a time where you're not going to be out here being able to store it anymore, but you're going to be put to the test to use what you were taught to get through the times that we're coming into. So this is the best time to be, working on your faith. And I'm going to get some scriptures, and I'm going to close out, because that whole situation is your refrigerator running? Yes, my refrigerator running. Well, you better catch it. Because man shall not live by bread alone, right? But by every word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let me go get that. This is Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we got to be putting this spiritual bread, man, in our spiritual refrigerator, which is our mind. We have to store it up as much as possible, because eventually everything else out here is going to spoil off and isn't going to be futile. And the only thing that's going to matter is these scriptures. Before I get started with the scriptures, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well over the flock, that taught us is 100% true. Shalom to a few Akim Akwathi out there listening and learning as well. You cancel the likewise doctrine, great millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect, y'all. You know, and I want to bring out a couple of scriptures, and I'm gonna close out because it was kind of a faith. It was a faith booster for me as well, to be like, you make sure you keep running this race, man, because we close. We almost out of this place. This is 1 Corinthians 9:24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown. That's why we go out here on the highways and hedges, to make our election and calling sure, man. Go do these lessons, you know, follow the law, statutes, and commands to the best of our ability, because right now is not the time to be falling off, man. You know, you see Esau moving full-fledged. These prophecies are popping off the pages like popcorn. Things are getting worse and worse. People are wilding out, you know. Government putting a vice grip on people, putting troops in the streets. So this thing is finna start getting real heavy. And we need to make sure that we keep the faith and keep fighting, man. Because right now is not the good thing to be falling out. 1 Corinthians 9:26. I therefore so run, not as in uncertainly. Don't be uncertain when you're in this truth, man. You got to have that faith that you're doing the right thing, man. And faith, the Most High has to give it to you. You have to have that faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You got to have that fear of the Lord. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight. I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it unto subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So you need to be practicing what you're preaching as well. You preaching all this good stuff. Are we really doing the will of the Father? You know? Because he sees all things. And if we're not doing accordingly, we could be beaten with many stripes versus someone that doesn't know what they should be doing, man. You know, and when that brother said that, you know, is your refrigerator running? And I was like, yeah, it's running fine. And he said, well, catch it. Keep running this race, man. We got to keep running this race. It's too late in the game to be falling out. You know. This is 2 Timothy 4:1. I charge thee therefore before God or power and the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant and in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ear from the truth and shall turn unto fables. And that's the time that we living in. You know, you got the 100% truth out here through the elders and apostles of Great Millstone preaching this truth, man. And it's evident, though, they are the men of the Lord, and the brothers underneath them are the men of the Lord, man. Preaching this truth. And a lot of you out here trying to debunk the Israelites, turning on to false teachings, trying to turn on to these little fables, trying to make us look bad. But in reality, you fulfilling this scripture right here. And they shall turn away from their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. You know? And that's what everybody's on, especially you Israelites. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearance, man. So we all running this race. We all running this race to get that uncorruptible crown, man. And to be of the elect, Lord willing, I'm part of that number. And there's brothers out there, all brothers out there with that like mind, running this race, man. You know, I just wanted to put this out there, you know, just a faith booster for some brothers. You know, because it boosted mine after I actually started walking. And my wife said she looked back and he was just standing there looking at us. He was just looking at us with this look on his face. But he cracked the joke, but he was dead serious. And like I said, I didn't catch it right away until we started walking. And that whole time, my wife's just talking to me about other things. And I'm just thinking, like, man, that was spiritual, you know? This is Hebrews 12:1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. And that race is trying to get the kingdom by following the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to the best of our ability. You know, do this work. Feed the sheep. Yahweh Shai said, if you love me, feed my sheep, right? So that's what we got to be doing. Looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of power. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. So when we get chastised of the Lord, it's because he loves us. He chastises who he loves, right? So when we going through all these different things, man, being in this truth, you know, fingers being pointed at us, being called all types of manner of filthy words, we being chastened of the Lord to see if we're going to continue in this faith and continue to build up, man. You know? For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So we're being tried we're being tried in adversity. And it's going to be so much more when Jacob's trouble come around. But we've been studying for this test. Some of us longer than others, some of us shorter times than others. There's some that have been practicing for this test for over 30 and 40 years, like Elder Apostle Tahar and the apostles, man. You know, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, power dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons? Yeah. Because the Most High ain't dealing with you, you are pretty much a bastard. You can know your dad in real life. You're not considered a bastard in the flesh. But in the spirit, not knowing Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, he not dealing with you. You are a bastard in the spirit, man. You don't have a father in the spirit because you despise his ways. And you're not getting chastised by him. Hebrews 12:9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, your dads. And we have gave them reference. You know, you have your dad and he beat your ass through your childhood and you have them when you grow up, and then you start to reference your father, your dad. You thank you for doing this and that to me when I was growing up, because I could have been out here like these YNs, Dad. I could have been doing some stupid stuff, but you whooped my ass, and that kept me in line, right? Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reference. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? We need to give reference to the Father that chastising us, man, in the spirit, man, to correct us, to make sure that we walking correctly in this walk, man. We got to be walking correctly in this walk, so when Yahweh Shai pull up, we'll be ready, mentally and spiritually, man. We will be ready to be caught up in the clouds with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, of the elect, man. For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we may be partakers of his holiness. So he not chastising us because he dislike us or just wanting to do it for his pleasure. It's because, hey, it's going to profit us later. We're going to be judges of the earth, man. Ain't that beautiful? That's beautiful. We're going through all of this so we can get those new bodies and be of the elect, man. The 144,000 men, or the 1/3 men, women, and children that believed on Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know? So that was a faith booster for me, and I hope that little story was a faith booster for some of you brothers, because, hey, we come across, you can just feel a spirit on some people, and that brother had a spirit on him to make sure, like, hey, you continue to do what you're doing in this race. Don't slow down. You keep your head up in these scriptures, and you keep running this race, man. So I hope that was a faith booster for you brothers. And I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Until next time, Shalom.